I feel like at least once a month we have to go through this silly little game of people thinking that they're entitled to everyone else's space because I'm insert victim here. And I don't know how to break it to any of you, but that's not really how the world works. It doesn't work to where you think that you can get away with doing everything and anything and then think everyone's just gonna get on their knees and say, "We are sorry to you." Now, how many times have I told my brothers and sisters of the trans community that no one knows who you are? And if you start presenting yourself as a former male, now female, or former female turned male, a lot of people are not going to recognize that. I don't care how much you put on makeup. I don't care how much hair you grow. I don't care what you do to your body. There are going to be people out there who still know of you as what you were before. And that's not their fault. That's your fault for not doing the simple thing saying, "Hey, my name used to be Greg. Now it's Gregolina. And I would love it if you respect my pronouns." And guess what? Some people will do that. Others will not. And I don't know why we're still focusing on the people who won't. As a society of people who likes to say, "Go where you're loved," it's confusing how people still focus on the people that they hate. But you have this trans individual who wanted a job because, let's face it, we all need some money in America. And they wanted to get a job out of all places, Hooters. And they went in and they didn't get the job and they started crying discrimination. "How dare you? I have all these stories about how the employees went this direction and started referring to me by my past pronouns, and how dare you dead name me, and this is all me being trans and they hate trans people in the workforce," yada, yada. Oh, and might I add, yada. But there was a nice little wrinkle added to this equation, and it was when Hooters came out and said, "Hold on, buddy, you're not getting this job because you have actually been a detriment to the employees who already work there."
The Hooters on Wolf Road drawing protesters twice in recent weeks.
Justice for Brandy, justice for all. Everybody has justice, trans rights.
I'm suing Hooters for sex-based discrimination on the basis of accommodations and on the basis of employment.
The restaurant has been a regular stop for Brandy Livingston, so much so she hoped to someday work there. However, after her recent transition, Brandy claims that she's not respected there as a woman.
They would use male pronouns. They would refer to me as he.
She claims it goes even further, telling me employees and management at the restaurant continually harass her when using the public restroom.
I overheard one of the servers after I left the restroom talking to one of the managers and said that, "Why are you allowing him in the women's restroom?" And the manager said, "Oh, I don't like it any more than you do."
Brandy filed a claim with the New York State Division of Human Rights, and after investigating, they found sufficient evidence her rights may have been violated under New York Executive Law 296, and there will be a hearing.
At-will situation, proving that the employer's reason they gave was wrong is not enough. You got to prove that it was discrimination on the basis of some prohibited characteristics, such as gender identity.
She says she applied 3 times for employment.
I said, "Do you want to see my experience or anything?" Because I had previous jobs I've had written down. And he said, "Well, we don't care about experience. We hire on the basis of personality, and there's an image that needs to be met."
Hooters has fired back, saying through their lawyers that Brandy was requested to not return to the restaurant because of what they say were her own offensive actions, and allege that Brandy on several occasions made sexually explicit comments to servers.
They just claimed that you had, prior to transitioning and after, you had frequently made multiple servers at the restaurant uncomfortable by informing them you wanted to marry them, discussing masturbation.
I never said any of that.
The Hooters company says that you had threatened to go to a gun range for practice for the next time you came to the restaurant.
My mom would take me to the gun range and for clay pigeon shooting, trap. I feel like one of the servers might have overheard what me and my dad were talking about and misunderstood what we were talking about.
I have reached out to local law enforcement to check any claims of possible gun violence and have found no such threat. Ultimately, Brandy says she does not want money.
What I really want is an apology. I'm never going to get that.
Lawyers for Hooters have not responded to repeated requests for comment. Brandy and Hooters head to a human rights hearing in September of 2025.
It's a very slow system. I think that's why more people don't stand up for their rights.
And so when we have this conversation about workplace discrimination and hating on people for their sexualities and their preferences and their genders and whatnot, that's a real conversation that needs to be had, but it won't be had by individuals who openly harass employees at a workplace that they also want to work at. That's not going to be the way you get that job. That's going to be the way they laugh you out the fucking door and ban you from that establishment, because they know you as a customer not being trustworthy around the employees. What the fuck do you think would happen if they let you as a fellow employee? It wouldn't be the best net positive for the people who already work there. It wouldn't be something people would need or enjoy or even actually want to come to work to, because you seem to be somebody who thinks they're above everybody. And maybe it might be because you lack the mental fortitude to actually seek attention and understand that everybody's not pining for yours, but maybe it could be because you're a narcissistic idiot, desperate to have everyone pay attention to the bad of being who you are, instead of looking in the mirror and saying, wow, I'm actually a piece of shit. Maybe if I changed my life around, changed my attitude, maybe I could get this job. Or maybe I could work somewhere else, because let's be honest, who wants to see this in a Hooters outfit? Not too many people, and let's be clear, nobody really wants to see something like that. And when we have these conversations about trans people and how much they are not respected, we also need to have the conversation how there are some, let me say that again, let me say that one more time for the people in the back, some people out there who are trans that don't respect others. It is a two-way street. If you want respect, you must give it. If you get it, you will get it. And if you don't give it, you will not get it. And you will not have sympathy from other people when you broadcast your grievances with only half the story and they find out the rest of it. Now, I will bid you all a good day and ask you what your thoughts about this in the comment section are. Are you a fan of it? Are you against it? Would you hire anybody, straight, male, female, trans, queer, who has a history of harassing your employees, to work with those said employees? I would argue no, but I have to be a YouTuber who asks you obvious questions, even though I already know the answer, because you all demonstrate common sense in a beautiful fashion. I will see you all in the next one. Hold on, wait. Bye-bye.